Chapter 23. The Demon Emperor walked forward slowly. The tentacles around his body grew again, but these tentacles were clearly much weaker. They were not as majestic as the steel tentacles from before. However, he could only use these tentacles to probe the danger ahead. In a place like this, once the formation's defense mechanism was triggered, his life would be in danger. Facing the light formation before him was no less dangerous than facing Yi Qin. This was what he was most worried about. He must not enter the wolf's den after leaving the tiger's den. Hiss, hiss, hiss. The tentacles touched the surface of the water and suddenly made a sizzling sound. The Demon Emperor quickly stopped and did not move forward. Deep Sea Demon Emperor, are you disobeying the Great Emperor's order? The old man Hai Jing shouted coldly from behind. I dare not, I dare not. Even the old man Hai Jing could easily defeat the Deep Sea Demon Emperor in his current state. The demon monarch's body slowly floated toward the pool. Following that, he unleashed his power. If he wanted to obtain the spiritual realm core, this was something he had to do. Of course, since there was no other way out, the deep-sea demon monarch relied on his own intelligence to think of a way, fusing with the spiritual realm core, achieving supreme power, and then killing Yi Qin and the demon monarch. This was his only chance. I'll risk my life. Yi Qin, this is a chance you've given me. Ha ha ha. The demon emperor sneered in his heart. Since his life was not in his hands, there was no need to say anything else. Suddenly, the demon emperor's speed increased rapidly, and he rushed toward the spirit realm core. Yi Qin was a powerful figure. Of course, he understood what the demon emperor meant. The demon emperor wanted to take the spirit realm core for himself and use his power to fight Yi Qin. As an old whale with thousands of years of cultivation, the old man Hai Jing also saw the demon emperor's intention. He wanted to help, but was stopped by Yi Qin. Great Emperor. The old man Hai Jing was puzzled. If he had the ability to get the core, he wouldn't be the one obediently bowing before me now, Yi Qin said. Although the old man Hai Jing had doubts, the demon emperor was the only one who had tested the spirit realm core. What he said might not be true. However, the old man Hai Jing had to obey Yi Qin's words. He took a few steps back and waited for Yi Qin's order. Of course, Yi Qin was not making random guesses. He had long seen through the mystery of this pool. Someone had to activate the pool's defense mechanism. At the best moment, Yi Qin would fly into the light formation. Otherwise, just entering the light formation would consume a lot of his strength. After all, the demon sovereign was only Yi Qin's chess piece. He was not qualified to be a traitor. The spirit demon emperor felt that he had grasped a rare opportunity. As long as he could break through his limits, it would be the time for him to soar to the skies. Yi Qin, you thought that the violet thunderbolt in my body was the best restriction, but you didn't know that it also gave me a chance to break through. Ha ha ha. He laughed loudly in his heart, because by relying on the demonic emperor's secret technique, he could transform the energy in his body for his own use. This was something that only he knew. Demon Emperor's secret technique, transformation. Finally, when the Demon Emperor flew to the core of the spiritual realm, he released the power of transformation. All the tentacles on his body straightened and emitted demonic light, shooting towards himself. Z. This demonic light was helping him to transform Yi Qin's violet thunderbolt energy. Under the illumination of the demonic light, the demon emperor's body rapidly changed. The violet thunderbolt energy in his body turned into his own energy. The strength of this energy shocked the demon emperor himself. He did not expect that the violet thunderbolt energy would be so powerful. It showed how incredible Yi Qin's foundation was. This time he was surprised. He did not expect the demon emperor to be able to transform his violet thunderbolt energy. However, this was good too. Increasing the demon emperor's strength was not a bad thing for his plan. The demon emperor transformed Yi Chen's power and fused it with his own demonic energy at the same time. Demon emperor technique. 8 arms protruding. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Countless tentacles soared into the sky, all of them emitting the power of purple lightning. It was Yi Chen's power. Zila, Zila, Zila. The violet thunderbolt energy had completely stimulated the demon emperor's potential. Endless demonic energy turned into several rays of light, rushing at the core of the spiritual realm. ZZZ. Upon receiving such an attack, the light sphere at the core of the spiritual realm emitted a strange light at the same time. The surrounding pool water surged rapidly and automatically formed water blades, slashing at the demon emperor. What? The demon emperor had never seen such a scene before. Although the water blades looked weak, they were extremely sharp. They cut through the demon emperor's newly grown tentacles like they were vegetables. Ah! Cries of pain rang out continuously. The demon emperor was bleeding profusely. His self-righteous plan was about to be declared a failure. However, since things had come to this, the demon emperor was not willing to give up. He flew up and unleashed his energy, wanting to fight to the death. It's time for you to leave now. Just when the demon emperor was about to fight with all his might, a cold voice rang out, chilling the demon emperor's heart. It was Yi Chen's voice. Yi Chen, you. Seeing that you've worked too hard, I'll take over your position. Yi Chen smirked. The immortal flying dagger, profound sword, and swimming dragon sword attacked at the same time. The immortal flying dagger turned into countless blade shadows and instantly locked onto the demon emperor's position. He could not stop himself at all. At the same time, the profound sword and swimming dragon sword opened up a path. Boom, boom, boom. The profound sword's ink power and the swimming dragon sword's dragon chi instantly blasted open a path. It was the path that Yi Chen had chosen. The core of the spiritual realm. This place is your only master. Yi Chen forcefully broke through the restraints of the outer light formation and rushed into the core formation. Such an action triggered an extreme backlash from the light formation. Countless rays were like sharp swords, trying to crush Yi Chen's ambition. However, this backlash was within Yi Chen's expectations. All he wanted was to enter the formation easily. Now that he had achieved his goal, all that was left was to break the formation. 8th Division, Heavenly Dragon Demon, Vanquishing Mirror. The demon vanquishing mirror appeared, and the 8th-gate divine disc radiated. The 8 gates opened, and the formation was quickly projected. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The projected information entered Yi Chen's eyes. Although the formation before him was exquisite, he could see the formation's structure clearly. It was complicated, and he could not lock onto the formation's eye. This situation was enough to show the profound cultivation base of the person who created this formation and the ingenuity of the layout. Exquisite layout, a supreme formation? So what? What Yi Chen needed was a challenge. He needed to constantly challenge and create more miracles. Emperor Brush Seal. Activating the Emperor Brush, the seal word appeared. The surrounding environment rapidly froze. The various water blades could no longer move as they were all sealed. As such, Yi Chen easily withstood the extreme backlash from the light formation. This is just the beginning. Yi Chen's eyes focused. He valued the core of the spiritual realm. If he wanted to find the light formation's eye, the most direct way was to attack the core and force the formation's eye to show itself. End of this chapter. Chapter 23-24. The entire light orb was sealed by Yi Chen's Emperor Brush. The surrounding water daggers froze. This was a great opportunity. Star-picking palm. Yi Chen unleashed the star-picking palm and grabbed at the core of the spiritual realm. The grand palm print was like a Buddha grabbing the world, instantly locking onto the core of the spiritual realm. At this moment, the light formation in the surrounding space was revived. Hiss, hiss, hiss. The core of the spiritual realm released a grand power, activating the light formation. Countless water daggers woke up and attacked Yi Qin. Ha ha ha, Yi Qin, you're dead! The demon emperor, who was isolated from the outside, shouted in schadenfreude. However, he was quickly suppressed by Elder Haijing. At the core of the battlefield, Yi Chen was attacked by thousands of water daggers at the same time. 8 heavenly dragons, music! Yi Chen roared. The 8 dragon chi in his body erupted at the same time. 8 heavenly dragons flew in all directions with infinite divine power, instantly shattering the formation of 1,000 cuts. At the same time, the 8 dragon chi flew up and locked onto the core of the spiritual realm. The giant dragons soared into the sky and crossed thousands of miles. Yi Chen activated the double divine power and drew Sky Splitter. Emperor's Stroke Splitter. Yi Chen waved the Emperor brush with the double divine power and drew Sky Splitter. Boom, boom, boom. All he could see was the crack in the sky. At the core of the spiritual realm, the light formation was at its strongest state. A blurry figure appeared in the light formation. Yi Chen's eyes were focused as he looked at the figure. He could not recognize who it was. Hiss, hiss, hiss. However, this person triggered the strongest counterattack of the light formation. A grand light collided with Yi Chen's emperor brush. Ah! Yi Chen soared into the sky and rode on the emperor brush, descending with the heaven-shaking step. Rumble! 2 waves of Genesis, force, collided with each other. The immense power shook the entire area. At this moment, the Demon King finally understood that he was a scheming person. Before Yi Chen, he was merely a chess piece. Wanting to become a master who could control fate was just a pipe dream. Ha! Deep Sea Demon King. Now you know the difference between you and the great emperor. Elder Haijing sneered. Sigh, I admit my defeat. The great emperor is indeed invincible. The Demon King could only kneel on the ground, not daring to disobey. Yi Chen rode on the emperor brush to suppress the Demon King, fighting the light formation. Ancient netherworld ultimate art, moon-breaking art. The ancient god of war's silhouette reappeared, and Yi Chen instantly broke through the light formation before him. Kacha, kacha, kacha! The light formation shattered inch by inch like broken glass. Dark deity star picking hand. Yi Chen unleashed the underworld god, star-plucking hand, and instantly locked onto the spirit realm's core. A wave of desolate energy surged rapidly into Yi Chen's body. The spirit realm's core was finally in his hands. With the support of the 2 major cores, Yi Chen's body shone with a brilliant light. He was so majestic that the demon monarch could not even lift his head. How could I not know that the deep sea demon monarch wants to take the spiritual realm's core for himself? Do you know your crime? I know my mistake. I know my mistake. Please spare my life. Humph. You refuse to change and betray me. Today, I'll place a restriction on you that you can't break. Yi Chen pressed his palms together. The Buddha's words hurriedly wrapped around the demon monarch. The demon monarch's entire body was within the range of the Buddha's eye shackles. Even if the demon monarch had a mysterious cultivation method that could transform his internal energy, it was ineffective under the suppression of the Buddha's eye shackles. Follow me back to the netherworld. Deep Sea Demonic Emperor, you must serve as the combat force of the netherworld and pledge your loyalty to me. Yes, yes. The demon monarch naturally did not dare to disobey Yi Chen's order, since he knew how powerful Yi Chen was. Elder Sea Whale, I'll now instill pure, true spiritual energy into you so that you can break through your limits. Thank you, great emperor. The Elder Sea Whale sat cross-legged in the air. Yi Chen released the spiritual realm's core. Instantly, a large amount of the purest spiritual qi flowed into the Elder Sea Whale's meridians, allowing him to break through the limits of his talent and become a heavenly immortal. After completing the transformation, the Elder Sea Whale escorted the Deep Sea Demon Monarch back to the netherworld with Yi Qin. The powerhouses of the netherworld were excited to see Yi Qin return. Moreover, the addition of a super fighter like the Deep Sea Demon Monarch had greatly increased the strength of the Six Realms Alliance. In the end, the Netherworld Patriarch guarded the Netherworld with the support of the Feather Emperor, the Abyssal Patriarch, the Beast King, and other powerhouses. Meanwhile, Yi Qin continued to search for the Six Realms core. The Netherworld, the spiritual realm, you're next. Yi Qin steered the Golden Lotus sword boat back to the true Spirit Palace because he felt an excessive amount of spatial energy from the deep pits. The spiritual realm's core was the root of all this. When he returned to the deep pits where the deep-sea demons had appeared, Yi Qin immediately noticed one of the pits. By circulating the spiritual realm's core's energy, Yi Qin used his ocular technique to see the world behind the pit. It was the demon realm. After jumping into the pit and traveling through time, Yi Qin successfully entered the demon realm. However, the demon realm had been forcefully suppressed by Yi Qin previously. Now, it was recuperating and did not even dare to participate in the battle in the demon martial world. It was considered peaceful now. Yi Qin did not waste any time and went straight to the current demon lord. In the center of the demon realm, a majestic demon city towered into the sky. Today, Heavenly Emperor Yi Qin descended on a golden lotus. What's that? He's like a god. No way. Did a god really come to our demon realm? Many of the demon realm tribes below were shocked. Their leaders appeared on the mountain and looked at Yi Qin's golden lotus in amazement. I'm Heavenly Emperor Yi Qin. Do you still remember me? A thunderous dragon's roar instantly swept across millions of miles of the demon realm as if it was an uninhabited land. As soon as this was said, the world trembled. Countless demon armies, demon kings, and demon emperors appeared on the mountain and looked up at Yi Qin. When Yi Qin was still a low-level cultivator, he had already galloped unhindered in the demon realm. Now that the most powerful mystic immortal in the universe had arrived, how could the people of the demon realm not bow and welcome him? The thunderous dragon roar, of course, also spread to the demon lord hall. Reporting to the curse master demon lord, Heavenly Emperor Yi Qin has arrived. Heavenly Emperor Yi Qin. Hearing this name, the curse master demon lord's legs went weak and trembled. He was thinking, could it be because of the demon martial world's arrival that made Yi Qin come to the demon realm? Was Yi Qin going to punish them? All kinds of thoughts were in a mess, making him feel uneasy. Reporting to the demon lord, Heavenly Emperor Yi Qin did not start a massacre. His current strength is more than enough to destroy the entire demon clan. Is there anything else? You're right. Hearing this, the curse master demon lord nodded slightly and hurried out to welcome him. The curse master demon lord issued a demon lord order. Countless leaders of the demon realm tribes appeared in front of the demon lord hall and followed him to welcome Yi Qin. Rumble. Accompanied by the thunderous roar, heaven and earth phenomenon flourished. Heavenly Emperor Yi Qin's golden lotus sword boat appeared. The curse master demon lord leads all the demon emperors, demon lords, and demon kings of the demon realm to welcome the arrival of Heavenly Emperor. You're sensible. Yi Qin stood on the sword boat. A golden lotus sword path appeared in front of him, and Yi Qin stepped into it. Chapter 23-25. Looking at the grand scene of tens of thousands of demons welcoming him, Yi Qin walked down from the golden lotus sword path as if he was the master of the entire demonic realm continent. Curse master, demon master. Yi Qin looked at the leader who led the demons to welcome him. It was a new face. Reporting to the great emperor, I am the curse master. It is my honor to personally lead tens of thousands of demons to welcome the great emperor. The curse master demon master stepped forward and continued to salute. Yi Qin nodded slightly. It seemed like his name was still famous in the demonic realm. Otherwise, this curse master demon master would not greet him so obediently. This way, things would be much easier. After all, in this demonic realm territory, the curse master demon master would be more familiar. The demon master brought Yi Chen into the demon palace and directly let Yi Chen sit on the demon master's throne. He brought the other powerhouses to sit below. I will get straight to the point. This time, I came to the demonic realm to find the demonic realm's core. Demonic realm's core? Hearing this name, the demons revealed a surprised expression. How is it? Yi Chen asked coldly. The demons all lowered their heads and did not dare to reply. Only the curse master demon master replied, Great Emperor, the demonic realm's core has been taken away by the dark emperor of the demonic martial world. What? Yi Chen's eyes focused and revealed a furious expression. He did not expect that the dark emperor was secretly collecting the demonic realm's resources. No wonder the demonic realm did not appear in the major battles this time. They must have used the demonic realm's core to exchange for peace. After all, the demonic realm's combat power was also at the level of trash in the eyes of the Dark Emperor. Demonic martial world, you dare to touch my things. Then, let's settle this once and for all. Yi Chen stood up and revealed the angry expression of a heavenly emperor. The curse master demon master and the others all knelt down. Currently, their demonic realm was very weak. They could not afford to offend any rank. They could only submit. Curse master demon master, now I announce that your demonic realm will be under the jurisdiction of my Six Realms Alliance. Do you have any objections? This, the curse master demon master revealed a difficult expression. He did not expect Yi Chen to be even more direct than the Dark Emperor and wanted to completely subdue them. He looked at the other Devil World powerhouses. They naturally could not make up their minds. Now, they could only rely on the Devil Lord's judgment. I'm giving you face. Yi Chen snorted coldly. His entire body erupted with extremely powerful nether divine power. With the support of the nether god, the shadow of the nether god bloomed. The curse master demon lord felt that his spirit had completely fallen. He instantly turned into an ant, kneeling before the nether god that was as tall as heaven and earth. This feeling was something that he would never forget for the rest of his life. Yes, we are in awe. I swear on behalf of the demon world that I will obey the heavenly emperor Yi Chen until my death. I hope you remember your promise. Otherwise, the heavenly Tao will not tolerate it and will punish you with 10,000 lightning bolts. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Before he finished speaking, bolts of purple lightning descended between heaven and earth. This made the powerhouses of the Devil World completely realize the difference between them and Yi Chen. It made them even more aware that Yi Chen was far above Emperor Darkness. Whether it was strength or potential, relying on the demon martial world was courting death. Get up. Thank you, great Emperor. The curse master demon lord led many Capricorn powerhouses to stand up and respectfully sent Yi Chen off. After Yi Chen left, the powerhouses of the Devil World finally heaved a sigh of relief. They all revealed a look of horror. They were all recalling that Yi Chen, who had wreaked havoc in the Devil World, had now become so powerful. This was the blessing of the heavenly Tao. No one could stop him. Change the flag immediately. We will officially enter the Six Realms Alliance. Yes, Lord Demon Lord. The powerhouses returned to change the flag. The Devil World had officially become a part of the Six Realms Alliance. After leaving the Devil World, Yi Chen went to the Demon Martial World alone. At this time in the Demon Martial World, Emperor Darkness had personally fought and joined forces with Ling Huang, but they still could not defeat Yi Chen. This embarrassing situation had caused the powerhouses of the Demon Martial World to lose their confidence. Even their strongest, Emperor Darkness, was no match for Yi Chen. What were they? In the Emperor Lord Demon Palace, Emperor Darkness had already made up his mind to open the deep power of the Demon Martial World and swore to destroy the entire underworld. Lord Emperor, we tried our best, but in the end, we still can't open the deep door of the demon martial world. It's so difficult. In the main hall, a demon lord said with a bitter face. D****. Emperor Darkness suddenly shouted coldly. The entire main hall trembled and the powerhouses bowed down. Now that he was seriously injured, it was clearly impossible to open the strongest sealed door of the demon martial world. He wanted Ling Huang's help, but the failure of the primordial immortal world was also a huge blow to Ling Huang. Now, he did not dare to show himself easily for fear of Yi Chen's revenge. Lord Emperor, don't you still have the demon world core? Is it time to use it? A demon lord suggested. Demon world core. That's right. I still have the demon world core. This time, I'll use the power of the entire core to open the deep sealed door. Emperor Darkness turned back to the sacrificial altar and took the demon world core with him. He walked toward the sealed mountain. Behind him were countless powerhouses of the major tribes of the demon martial world. They all wanted to see with their own eyes the day when Emperor Darkness opened the sealed door and the rise of the demon martial world. The sealed mountain was enshrouded in dense demonic energy. The entire mountain was hidden in thick demonic energy. If one entered this place without a strong foundation, they would be instantly devoured by the demonic energy. The Emperor of Darkness held the core of the demonic realm in his hand as he walked towards the gate of the sealed mountain. He could feel the powerful and pure demonic chi within it, hoping that it could resonate with the core of the demonic martial realm within the sealed gate. That way, he could activate the sealed gate and unlock the deeper power of the demonic martial realm. Demon World Core, listen to my command. Open. In front of the sealed door, the Dark Emperor spun the core of the demonic realm, activating the strongest demonic energy. All the demonic chi in the sealed mountain swirled towards the core of the demonic realm, forming a huge whirlpool. All the demonic energy in the whirlpool would eventually be poured into the sealed door. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. With the forceful infusion of demonic energy, the various runes on the sealed door started to activate. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Immediately after, above the sealed door between the runes, electricity flowed and reflected the image of a Capricorn head. There's a reaction from the sealed gate. Great, great. Ha ha ha. The rise of the demon martial world. Invincible in the demon martial world. The powerhouses cheered. Many attempts had failed. As expected, they still needed the demon world core to open the sealed door. In this way, the deep power would become the greatest weight for their rise. Ha ha ha. Come, demon world core. Emperor Darkness forcefully controlled the demon world core and infused energy into the Capricorn head. Immediately, waves of demonic energy responded from within the sealed door. It was from the demon martial world core. In this way, the two cores resonated with each other. The firmament of the demon martial world opened, and the dark sun and moon appeared at the same time. Rumble. Immediately after, the sealed door of the demon martial world opened. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. But at this moment, above the open firmament, a crack appeared. Golden light filled the sky, and Sword Chi opened a path. The Heavenly Emperor had descended. Chapter 23-26. Yi Chen. After seeing Yi Chen, the Darkness Emperor revealed his most vicious expression. He did not expect Yi Chen to attack his lair, and at such a crucial moment he was caught off guard. Above the spatial rift, Yi Chen rode the golden rock and flew down. He was like a cloud in the sky, his powerful aura intimidating in all directions. The experts of the world of demon and martial arts on the ground were trembling in fear. They could feel a tremendous pressure, as if the god that could decide their life and death was right in front of them. Emperor Darkness, what are your intentions in seizing the demonic realm's core? Yi Chen asked the Emperor Darkness from high up in the sky. Humph, Yi Chen, the demon realm core is a treasure of the demon realm. What does it have to do with you? Isn't it too much to come and cause trouble now? The Darkness Emperor was still thinking about opening the deep sealed door and trying to stall for time. He did not immediately fall out with Yi Chen, but all of this was within Yi Chen's control. What does it have to do with me? Ha ha ha. Yi Chen laughed loudly and continued. This emperor is already the master of the demon realm. The demon realm's curse master has submitted to the Six Realms Alliance. The core of the demon realm is already this emperor's treasure. What do you think? What? Upon hearing this, the Darkness Emperor's heart trembled. He did not expect that even the demon realm would be annexed by Yi Chen. In that case, the demon martial world would definitely be surrounded by the Six Realm Alliance. This was extremely disadvantageous. The treasures of the demon world are naturally safeguarded by this emperor. Who do you think you are? What did you say? The Emperor of Darkness words instantly angered Yi Chen. How could anyone defy the Heavenly Emperor? Ah! With a cold shout, Yi Chen swung his spear, and a huge spear ray pierced through the air. Boom! A majestic aura instantly suppressed the surrounding demonic energies. Even the Darkness Emperor felt an immense pressure. This level of might was proof that Yi Chen's strength had risen once again. The rapid rise in his cultivation base had shocked the demon race powerhouses. What happened to you? Why do you have such a foundation now? The Darkness Emperor asked. You've already lost to me, yet you still have the face to ask this emperor? Immediately hand over the core of the demon world, and we will spare the lives of your demon race. Otherwise, let the Heavenly Emperor destroy the world. You. In the face of such forceful words, the Darkness Emperor was very nervous. He knew what Yi Chen was up to. If he did not let Yi Chen have his way, who knew how many demons would die in front of him? However, the deeper layer of power was about to be activated. How could he give up halfway? All demon masters, demon emperors, and demon kings stop him. In the end, the Dark Emperor still wanted to take a gamble. He wanted to gamble everything in the demon martial world and open the door to the Deep Seal. A majestic demonic energy was released from the core of the demon world, causing the sealed gate to tremble continuously. The demonic energy deep within responded, and the image of the Capricorn continued to extend towards the outside world. You're dreaming of activating the deeper layers of the demon martial world's power. Ha ha ha! Emperor of Darkness, do you really think that you can deal with me by activating the deeper layers of power? Ha ha ha, Yi Chen, if you're so capable, let me open the sealed door. I'll show you the strongest combat power of the demon martial world. What a joke! Open the sealed gate? There's no need to go through so much trouble. At that moment, Yi Chen's eyes turned cold. The dragon restraining spear flew into the sky and transformed into a shocking dragon that appeared in the clouds. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The Thunder Dragon Sovereign released the power of purple lightning, fusing with his 9 souls, increasing his power by 81 times. Thunder Dragon Sovereign, let me see the results of your cultivation. Yes, great Emperor. The Thunder Dragon Sovereign smiled slightly. With his 9 souls added to his body, the Thunder Dragon power instantly transformed into the 9 dragons, coiling clouds. Roar! The 9 dragons' power control the heavenly Tao. 10,000 dragons bowed their heads, and 1,000 mountains sank. Thunder God Avatar, 9 souls, divine spear shattering the vault of heaven. The Thunder Dragon Sovereign released his most powerful attack. The dragon restraining spear evolved with extreme penetrative power and went straight for the sealed door. What are you doing? The Dark Emperor was panicking. He had no idea what Yi Chen was going to do. Was Yi Chen going to open the sealed door by force? That was impossible. The sealed door was created by the deeper layers of power of the demon martial world. It contained ultimate laws. Without a formation to open it, trying to break it by force was simply courting death. If that's the case, then I'll let you die to the backlash of the seal. Ha ha ha! Like this, the Dark Emperor and the demon kings of the heavens were overjoyed. They watched from the sidelines, waiting for Yi Chun to die to the sealed door. After all, the demon martial world's strongest deep demon temple was buried within. The people inside were the ancient sages of the demon martial world. Even the Dark Emperor had to dread the strength of these people. Ha ha ha, Emperor, I didn't think that Yi Chen's martial intent would be boundlessly arrogant. I didn't think that he would be so stupid as to rely on his own strength to open the seal. This will help us a great deal. That's right, this arrogant person will die. We'll just watch from the sidelines. With the demon martial world's core here, whether or not Yi Chen succeeds, we can open the seal. Let's see how he dies. Many demon kings revealed sinister smiles. They were all waiting to see Yi Chen make a joke of himself, waiting to see him die to the backlash of the seal. At this moment, the Thunder Dragon Sovereign's ultimate attack had arrived, forcefully colliding with the MOGS seal. Zila, Zila, Zila! The dragon taming spear displayed the divine might of a divine weapon. Combined with the 9 layers of astral core, it was invincible. Soon, above the sealed door, the MOGS image began to crack. Then, the entire door began to shake and even began to slowly break apart. Ah! The Dark Emperor and the other demon kings did not expect such a scene. Just by relying on the Thunder Dragon Sovereign's strength, the MOGS image was so vulnerable. What they did not expect was yet to come. Yi Chan gave the order, and the Thunder Dragon Sovereign's spear split the sky. Rumble. However, when Jingtian shook, and the sealed door opened instantly, countless stones flew everywhere, and the earth trembled. The demon martial world's deep power was open like this. The Dark Emperor revealed a conflicted expression. Yi Chen's strength was too strong, but now that the deep power had opened, he should be very happy. He released his demonic energy, wanting to draw out the MOGS powerhouse. Dark Emperor, I will still open the sealed door for you. Then, the demon martial world's core in your hand should be returned to its rightful owner. What? Just as the Dark Emperor was trembling in shock, Yi Chun had already passed through the spatial door and appeared in front of him. With such a rapid movement, the Dark Emperor did not notice the details. By the time he reacted, it was too late. He did not even know when Yi Chen had taken the demon martial world's core from his hands. Looking up, Yi Chun was still high above, holding the demon martial world's core in his hand. Ah! With a roar, Yi Chen kept the demon martial world's core into the heavenly furnace. Boom, boom, boom. At this moment, the demonic energy in the deep demon palace surged and darkness spread across the sky. Several heretics had come out of seclusion. Chapter 23-27. Ha ha ha, Yi Chen. Even if you get the core of the demon realm, you'll die here soon. Seeing that MOGS had come out of seclusion, the Dark Emperor revealed an excited look. This was the first time he had felt such a powerful, demonic ability. The rumor that MOGS was in the depths of the demon martial world was true. This time he wanted to see MOGS take revenge for the demon martial world and make it rise again. Darkness Emperor, this Emperor wants you to understand how foolish your thoughts are. This Emperor is determined to obtain the demon martial world. What? You want the entire demon realm? Are you stupid? Yi Chen will welcome MOGS powerhouse and let you die a horrible death. With that, the Darkness Emperor personally led the demon kings to welcome MOGS powerhouse. An old man walked out. He wore a blood-colored linen robe and held a string of Buddhist beads in his hand. They were all made of skeletons and shrouded in blood-colored demonic light. He was a supreme, true demon with golden immortal strength, who broke through my sealed gate and shook the entire demon martial world. The old man glanced at the surroundings and asked the sky. At this moment, the Darkness Emperor stepped forward and bowed. You must be Lord Skeleton Demon John, one of the MOGS powerhouses? That's me. are you the current leader of the demon realm? Demon Zhang, I'm the current leader of the demon realm, the Darkness Emperor. Darkness Emperor. Ha! You really are from the true demon royal bloodline. However, with your cultivation base, you can't take on great responsibilities. Yes, yes. The Darkness Emperor did not dare to disobey, and kept saying yes. Then he pointed at Yi Chen in the sky and said, Lord Demon Zhang, this is the person who broke through and opened the sealed door. Now he's clamoring to dominate the 6 realms and swallow the demon realm. Oh, hearing that, the skeleton demonic WRM smiled faintly. He found it very interesting because he had long sensed that Yi Chen was not a member of the demon clan. In fact, his cultivation base was only at the mystic immortal stage. It was very unreasonable for him to appear on the demon martial world sealed mountain. Now that he wanted to annex the demon martial world, it was too exaggerated. He had originally thought that the Dark Emperor had a feud with this person and was deliberately exaggerating so that he would teach him a lesson. So he said, Who are you? You actually have the ability to open the deep seal and want to annex my demon martial world now? Withered old man, why aren't you kneeling when you see the Sky Emperor? As soon as he said this, everyone was shocked. The demon kings of the demon martial world and the darkness monarch were all shocked. They didn't expect that one of the demon martial world's MOG experts, the skeleton devil Zhang, would be humiliated like this. This was a great humiliation, and at the same time a joke. But this kind of thing really happened right in front of his eyes. The skeleton devil Zhang glared at him coldly and frowned. He was a supreme, true devil, yet he was being looked down upon in front of his own people. This was intolerable. Lord Demonic Zhang, please calm down. This person is arrogant. Don't let him mess things up. How dare you? Will I be confused by him? The skeleton demonic wyvern let out an angry roar, and its powerful demonic energy instantly went berserk, causing the Emperor of Darkness to suffer a great impact. His body was even involuntarily sent flying. This kind of power was beyond the Darkness Monarch's expectations. He had to admit that he had underestimated the power of the MO/GIA experts. However, this way, dealing with Yi Chen would be a simple matter, and he was happy to see it happen. All of you, stand down. Yes. The demon kings retreated one after another. All the experts were waiting for the MO/GIA experts to attack and finish off the person in front of them. Old skeleton, do you want to surrender with your deep power and offer up the demon martial world's core, or do you want to die? Yi Chen said to the skeleton devil Zhang with a smile, a newborn calf, trying to talk big here. I'll make you regret it. Huh, newborn calf? To me, you're really a newborn calf at your age. Be *starred. The skeleton devil Zhang was enraged, and he threw the Buddhist skull beads in his hand. Instantly, the sky changed color and the sun and moon dimmed. Gusts of black wind and blood energy flew in the sky. Following that, an incomparably terrifying aura swept through the entire place. Such power would even make a heavenly immortal's legs turn to jelly. Huh, you want to fight me with this kind of strength? I'll make you bow down. Yi Chen said no more, and the immortal slaying, flying saber flew out. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The flying saber turned into a shadow, and the skeleton devil Zhang smiled slightly. He raised his hand and chanted an incantation. The skeletons on the Buddhist skull beads all left the beads, and blood energy surged in all directions. Soon, the immortal slaying flying saber's saber gleam completely dissipated. Interesting. Yi Chen stood alone in the sky with his hands behind his back. 8 heavenly dragons' music shattering. The roar of a lion and the roar of a dragon could be heard, and the world trembled. The energy of the 8 dragons instantly exploded, and countless skeletons and blood energy shattered and turned into nothingness. This, the skeleton demon, Drake, narrowed its eyes at the sight of this. It finally understood why Yi Chen was able to stand here alone. There was a reason behind it. It glared coldly at the Darkness Emperor, furious at the latter's incompetence. This made the Emperor of Darkness heart-heavy. He could only retreat here to express his regret. "Brat, I acknowledge your strength, but you'll have to pay the price for messing around in front of an Mo-Jia powerhouse. Why don't you become my disciple and do whatever you want in the demon martial world?" The skeleton devil Zhang also realized Yi Chen's extraordinary potential. Once such a person became his disciple, his status among the Mo-Jia powerhouses would definitely rise. "Ha ha ha, the skeleton devil Zhang. An old antique like you is so stubborn. I didn't even want you to become my disciple, but now you want me to become your disciple instead. What a joke. Be asterisk starred." This time, the skeleton devil Zhang was completely enraged. As a highly respected Mo-Jia powerhouse in the demon martial world, countless people would fight for him if he wanted to take him as a disciple. Now he was despised to this extent, and he was utterly humiliated. Bloody skeleton cry, a foul wind shakes the land. He attacked with his ultimate move, intending to kill Yi Chen. Such a domineering stance made the Emperor of Darkness happy. After saying so much, the show was finally on. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. An endless storm of blood and magic energy soared into the sky. The majestic image of Mo-Jia once again appeared in the sky. The skeletal abyssal devil Zhang flew up, stepping on a bloody cloud. A real black skull wand appeared in his hand. This was the demonic abyssal devil Zhang's true magic weapon. Ha 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 ha. Skeletons sacrificed to the heavens. Wand stained the land with blood. Brat die. The skeleton devil Zhang released the Mo-Jia's power. Immediately, heaven and earth shook and the land sank. With the wand as the center, countless gales swept. The entire sealed land fell into a hellish state. That's more like it. Otherwise, I'll think I'm fighting an idiot. Yi Chen sneered. The black tortoise, heavenly snake, appeared behind him. It was like the 5 great mountains pressing down, unstoppable and unshakable. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. No matter how fierce the demonic wind was, only the heavenly emperor would never be destroyed. Chapter 23-28. 9 transformations of the true spirit, sky-devouring chi, dragon chimera, primordial demon ape. Yi Chen spat out a mouthful of true energy. Immortal energy erupted instantly. His supreme foundation transformed into 3 primordial magical beasts that descended forcefully. Roar! The 3 primordial beasts roared furiously. Their powerful auras swept out and instantly stopped the bloody storm that was about to attack Yi Chen. They were like primordial guards that stood 100 meters away from Yi Chen. If the skeleton devil WYRM wanted to attack Yi Chen, it would have to face the 3 beasts first. How is this possible? Such a situation had clearly exceeded the skeleton demonic Drake's expectations. As a supreme true demon, an existence comparable to a golden immortal, his great divinity was easily nullified by Yi Chen. In this way, where was his dignity? There were so many powerhouses and warriors from the world of magic and martial arts watching. Skeleton wand, rise. A skull eye appeared between the skeleton devil WYRM's brows, instantly activating the demonic power of the skeleton wand. Its power increased 100 times, and it began to absorb the powerful earth energy of the demon martial world around it. This earth energy continuously surged toward the skeleton devil WYRM, forming boundless demonic energy. A mere mystic immortal dares to be so arrogant in front of me? Today, I'll make you die without a burial place. He flew into the sky and controlled the wand, attracting countless blood-colored vengeful spirits that turned into a chaotic torrent that charged straight at Yi Chen. The 3 beasts appeared at the same time to resist the torrent before them. However, the power of the torrent was not the same as before. It was not a small fight like before. This was the real chaos of the primordial world. At the moment of contact, The three beasts felt that their bodies could not move. Even if they struggled wildly, they were drowned in the torrent. Ha ha ha. After breaking through the three beasts' obstruction, the skeleton devil WRM let out a maniacal laugh. It seemed that everything was within its control. What awaited its opponent was only endless torture and a painful death. Subsequently, it waved its wand and guided the torrent to continue surrounding Yi Chen. It would achieve its goal soon and display its demonic might. Kill! The three primordial beasts were eliminated by the skeleton devil WRM, but Yi Chen did not care. After all, this was not the absolute combat power that he wanted to rely on. It was just a method to test the skeleton devil WRM's strength. Now, through the energy changes of the three beasts, he could sense the skeleton devil WRM's true strength. Skeleton devil WRM, since you're the representative of the demon martial world's power, I'll use my demon body to fight you. What do you mean? The skeleton demon, Wyvern, did not understand what Yi Chen was talking about. At this moment, Yi Chen's figure transformed. His demonic energy soared into the sky as he transformed into a demon martial emperor. Imperial monarch, martial demons, dragon reigning spear, transformed into the black dragon spear. How is this possible? The demonic Zhang couldn't help but look at the Emperor of Darkness, wanting him to explain what was going on in front of him. How could a human race expert transform into an arrogant person with demonic energy at will? However, Emperor Darkness could only lower his head in silence. This was entirely Yi Chen's innate talent. What right did he have to explain? What a joke! You want to use demonic abilities to defeat me in my demon martial world. Brat Yi Chen, aren't you being too arrogant? Ha! Skeleton Devil Zhang. It's not that this emperor is too arrogant, but the pressure you give me is too little. You're too weak. What? Previously, he had eliminated Yi Chen's three summoned beasts with a single strike. However, he had not earned any respect from Yi Chen and had even been mocked. This situation enraged the demonic Azurefoot to the extreme. His eyes glowed with a blood-red light, and the magic staff in his hand unleashed its might once again. Since that's the case, don't blame me for bullying you. Demon Curse, Bloody Storm. With a wave of the magic staff in his hand, the Bloody Storm formation was activated once again. Coupled with the deep demonic abilities that were constantly released in the Capricorn Hall, the demonic Azurefoot's strength increased once again. He did not believe that he could not subdue Yi Chen with such strength. Sensing the powerful demonic abilities on the demonic Azurefoot, the demon martial world combatants were naturally excited. They knew that the demonic Azurefoot was finally going to release the deep power to strengthen himself in battle. Under such circumstances, Yi Chen had no chance of survival. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Countless crimson storms were like countless leeches, entangling and circling around Yi Chen in a frenzy, absorbing the energy released from Yi Chen's body. They were all vampires, so they could absorb any form of energy. Come on. In the face of this, Yi Chen was not afraid at all. His demonic energy soared into the sky, allowing the blood-red rain to absorb. This action puzzled the demonic Azurefoot. He frowned and carefully observed Yi Chen, trying to find a flaw. However, it was useless. Even in such an urgent situation, Yi Chen still had no flaws. Something's not right. Suddenly, the skeleton demonic Azurefoot seemed to understand something. He sensed that there was too much mobile demonic abilities in his blood-red storm. After carefully sensing it, he found that it was indeed the energy that Yi Chen had released and absorbed by the blood-red rain. This energy contained Yi Chen's divine consciousness, and the source of this divine consciousness was naturally the origin of darkness. Only the origin of darkness could use its powerful vitality to resist the corrosion of the blood-red rain and protect the divine consciousness from being destroyed. As long as the divine consciousness was not destroyed, the demonic abilities that entered the blood-red rain would be under Yi Chen's control. The skeleton demonic Azurefoot watched as his blood-red rain gradually changed color and evolved into a dark color. Not only was Yi Qin unaffected by the blood-red rain formation, but he was even strengthened by the demonic abilities. This was a scene that the demonic Azure Foot would never have imagined. How despicable! Such humiliation was simply teaching the demonic Azure Foot a lesson. His various abilities and spells were so childish and useless in Yi Chen's eyes. Is this the deep power of the demon martial world? Yi Chen revealed a look of disdain. In an instant, the demon martial world army was shocked. The deep power that they had hoped to revitalize the demon martial world was already like this before Yi Chen appeared? The combatants of the demon martial world looked at the Emperor of Darkness, hoping that he would give an explanation. However, what could the Emperor of Darkness say? If even the deep demon martial world combatants were no match for Yi Chen, they could only be trampled upon. Yi Chen, don't be too arrogant. Get out of the demon martial world immediately. This is your only choice. The Emperor of Darkness could only shout boldly, hoping to put pressure on Yi Chen. In reality, he knew very well that this kind of pressure was a joke to Yi Chen. This was to appease the emotions of the combatants of the demon martial world and at the same time to support the demon martial world combatants and express his loyalty. Sigh. The combatants shook their heads. They could also see through the Emperor of Darkness's thoughts. As a result, their moods worsened. They looked in the direction of the demon martial world hall. After all, there were other demon martial world combatants who had appeared with the skeleton demonic Azure Foot. However, they had no intention of attacking and seemed to be still observing. Don't waste time. Skeleton demonic Azure Foot, I'll give you a chance. Oh, haha, very well. If you dare to let me complete this ability, and I lose, I'll let you enter the demon martial cave. Chapter 23-29. As you wish. Yi Chen suddenly shook. The entire dark blood rain formation exploded in the air. He was the only one standing in the air, waiting for the demonic Azure Foot to attack. He wanted to completely shatter the confidence of the demon martial world and make the Darkness Emperor and the others who wanted to rely on deep power to save the demon martial world completely give up. Mima, Mima, Mima. The demonic Azure Foot began to chant a strange incantation. Even the other two Capricorn powerhouses moved secretly, releasing some kind of energy to coordinate with his movements. As a result, the power of the entire incantation increased greatly. This time it was not just the demonic Azure Foot's killing move, but the combined power of 3 people. Even if they were hidden, they could not hide from Yi Chen's eyes and ears. Facing the combined power of 3 people's killing move, Yi Chen did not call for them to stop. Instead, he continued to wait for him to attack. The Heavenly Emperor's words could not be taken back. Capricorn Force, Dark Blood Sacrifice. Capricorn God, grant me power! As the demonic Azure Foot began the summoning ritual, the entire sky turned blood red. At the same time, a huge black goat appeared above his head. Then it evolved into a demon form and kept instilling demonic energy into his body. Ha ha ha. After absorbing this energy, the skeleton devil Zhang's body clearly changed. His appearance started to evolve into the form of a black goat. 2 horns grew out of his head, and they constantly emitted a blood-red light. His body became taller, and countless hairs grew out of his body. His fingernails became very long and terrifying. Yi Chen, you'll pay the most painful price for being so conceited. I've already obtained the Darkness God's power. Now it's your turn. You talk too much. Hurry up and die. Yi Chen replied, coldly, making the demonic Azure Foot feel that he could not waste any more time. Buzz, buzz, buzz. At that moment, the 2 Capricorn powerhouses behind him suddenly released their visible energy to support the demonic Azure Foot. This was clearly cheating. It seemed like the demonic Azure Foot and the rest already thought that this was the final attack and that Yi Chen could not avoid it. The Darkness God's cursed sword, assassination. Chanting the incantation, the black goat let out a final roar. A grand demonic shadow covered the entire sky. Then, the black goat's horns turned into a demonic sword and charged at Yi Qin. At this moment, the power of the entire world of magic and martial arts was about to suppress Yi Qin. This was the power of the strongest core of the world of magic and martial arts in the ley line. He must kill the person before him. This was the way to protect himself. The skeleton devil Zhang had made use of the core of the demon martial world, which was the self-consciousness of the god of darkness, to obtain such a violent and powerful killing power. Hoo! The boundless suppressive power transformed into a deadly demonic sword that could destroy everything in front of it. At that moment, Yi Qin narrowed his eyes slightly, and an invisible divine power emanated from his body. The core of the demon realm. No one would have thought that Yi Qin was using the core energy of the demonic realm. His body also began to change as if he was being possessed by an ancient demon god. What? As for the demonic realm core, Emperor of Darkness and the others had forgotten about it because of the battle between Yi Qin and Mo Jie. They did not expect that Yi Qin would use such a divine artifact. Moreover, he could even control the demonic realm core. It did not feel out of place at all. It was as if Yi Qin was a member of the demon clan. ZZZT. Black lightning automatically generated above the demonic realm core and merged with Yi Qin's power. Yi Qin absorbed the pure demonic energy of the demonic realm core and began to evolve. Behind the martial demon emperor's body, a pair of sky-covering bone wings grew. It was the demon body that had descended. 10,000 demons worship. It was just one attack without any extra movements. 10,000 demons worship. Endless demonic energy gathered toward Yi Qin's body. At this moment, the demonic realm core had become a container that contained all demonic energy. At this moment, Yi Qin did not need to worry at all. He could madly devour any demonic energy. Roar! The sky snake black tortoise and the space-time wrath greedily absorbed the demonic energy in the surrounding ley line. They did not even reject the power of the demon martial world core. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As the endless energy gathered, Yi Qin's strength increased to an immeasurable level. Don't give him another chance. At this moment, the twin demons behind him shouted. The skeleton devil Zhang nodded slightly and immediately released the judgment of the god of darkness. Rumble! The most powerful destructive energy was like a tsunami, unstoppable. Yi Qin opened his eyes slightly. The endless Pandora demon energy that he had absorbed was all manifested on his bone wings. The Lucifer wings began to grow infinitely. Evil Lucifer, feather of evil. Swish, swish, swish. In an instant, the countless bone wings behind Yi Qin shot out endless feather of evil, crushing everything. Two extremely destructive forces collided. Although the skeleton devil Zhang had obtained the support of the demon martial realms core and the two Capricorn powerhouses, he did not use the demon martial realms core body after all. He was no match for Yi Qin, who had used the demon martial realms core body. The majestic feather of evil was endless. It completely crushed the judgment of the god of darkness. The power of both sides instantly lost balance. No, this is impossible. In the most desperate mood, the skeleton devil Zhang put up a final resistance. However, the feather of evil stabbed and cut everything. His body was like tofu, cut into countless pieces by the feather of evil, and he died on the spot. This scene completely shocked the demon clan powerhouses present. The skeleton devil Zhang, who had evolved the dark goat god, was killed by Yi Qin. Then what were they? All this resentment was directed at the Darkness Emperor. After all, he was the one who had lost the demon martial world core. Darkness Emperor, you be *starred. You killed the skeleton devil Zhang. Faced with the questioning of the two Capricorn powerhouses, The Darkness Emperor was at a loss. "Stop, Yi Qin, immediately. We have to protect the Demon Martial World Core." Yes, the Darkness Emperor had no choice but to fight Yi Qin. Working with the other combatants from the world of magic and martial arts, the Darkness Emperor faced Yi Qin head-on, hoping that he could stop Yi Qin's advance. However, this was nothing more than a pipe dream. After merging with the core energy of the demonic realm, Yi Qin's strength was far above the Darkness Emperor's. I'll send you to hell. Yi Qin's target was the Demon Martial World Core. Since these people were unrepentant, he would eliminate them. Demon Martial Upper Form, Cosmic Storm. After throwing out the Demon Martial World Core, the surrounding space immediately rotated and shifted toward the core. Countless Demon Martial World powerhouses could not resist the attraction of this level of power. One by one, they left the ground and entered the Demon Martial World Core. The flesh and cultivation of these people made up for the energy loss caused by Yi Qin using the Demon Martial World Core. This time, the Darkness Emperor was truly stunned. His legs were trembling as he watched his subjects being swallowed by the Demon Martial World Core. Chapter 2330. As the representative of the Capricorn powerhouses, he was killed by Yi Qin. This was a fatal blow to the Demon Martial world. Even the two Capricorn powerhouses behind were very afraid of Yi Qin. The person before them could control the core of the Demon Martial world at will. This situation had never been seen before because even the Emperor of Darkness, the ruler of the Demon Martial world, needed to consume a lot of energy to use the core. He could not even control its complete power. However, Yi Qin seemed to have used all his energy and easily killed the skeleton demon Zhang. "Get out of the way." With a cold shout, Yi Qin controlled the angel Black Tortoise and attacked. Boom, boom, boom. The surrounding space exploded under the terrifying power of the Black Tortoise. No one dared to go forward. "Emperor of Darkness, why aren't you stopping this person?" The two Capricorn powerhouses behind pressured the Emperor of Darkness, but even the skeleton demon Zhang was no match for Yi Qin. The Emperor of Darkness was no match for him. How would he dare to move? As for the Demon Martial World's army, there were not many left after being devoured. They trembled all over. Only the two Capricorn powerhouses suffered Yi Qin's strongest attack. Capricorn powerhouses, what a joke! Before the two Capricorn combatants could make a move, Yi Qin waved his hand and launched a thunderous attack that carried the core power of the demonic realm. The two combatants instantly trembled and felt as if their bodies had lost gravity as they floated into the air. In his panic, Yi Qin clawed with his sharp claws, and an explosion occurred. Flesh and blood splattered, and demonic energy splattered everywhere. The two Capricorn powerhouses exploded and died. The Emperor of Darkness gritted his teeth in fear. His face was distorted, and he still could not control his mind. This situation made the Demon Kings worship him even more. They did not have any enthusiasm for Dukong or Yi Qin. After all, Yi Qin was in the form of the Demon Martial Emperor. The demonic energy that erupted from his body was the Demon Martial world's own powerful demonic energy. Now his authority had even surpassed the Emperor of Darkness, and he had become the strongest leader of the Demon Martial world. Emperor of Darkness. Swoosh! A demonic energy attacked, and the Emperor of Darkness felt that he could not move. The demonic energy still sealed his meridians, and he was temporarily disabled. Clang! Under the powerful pressure, the Emperor of Darkness knelt on the ground. "From now on, this Emperor is your master." The Demon Kings all looked at each other. They didn't know what to do. However, when Yi Qin shot a cold glance at them, the Demon Kings instantly turned cold. The fear in their hearts caused them to lose their demonic nature, and they all knelt down. "We agree with the Celestial Thearcha's order, escorting the Emperor of Darkness and retrieving the core of the Demon Martial world. All of you have contributed greatly. Yes, all the demon kings were intimidated by Yi Qin and did not dare to disobey. The Emperor of Darkness knew that he had lost the upper hand, and he could only bow his head. Yi Chen rode the black tortoise and charged toward the Capricorn Cave. With every step he took, the ground trembled and a strong gust of wind blew. Just as he was about to reach the Capricorn Cave, a strong gust of wind and rain of blood came from within, mixed with countless vampire bats. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Yi Chen tossed out the black dragon spear. Black lightning wildly twisted about and blood splashed out. Tens of thousands of bats weren't able to approach him at all before they were all killed. The entire Capricorn Cave collapsed, unable to stop Yi Chen at all. And in the deepest depths of the Capricorn Cave, a mass of dark energy was spinning in the air. The blood-red energy core constantly emitted a strange light. This was the core of the demon martial world. 3 people floated in the air, constantly absorbing energy from the core. They were the 3 old men of the Capricorn Cave. He's here. Ha! To be able to kill the skeleton demon abbot, he is truly worthy of being a proud son of heaven of the human race. But in front of us 3 old men, there is only death and defeat. I didn't think that the Emperor of Darkness would completely abandon the glory of the royal bloodline. What a pity! The 3 old men opened their eyes and turned to look outside. At this time, Yi Chen rode the black tortoise and arrived at the Capricorn Great Hall. 3 old fogies. You 3 are the strongest people of the Capricorn Cave, Yi Chen coldly said as he walked into the great hall and saw the 3 old men floating in the air. Ha! Yi Chen, in our eyes you are nothing more than a child playing around. The skeleton demon abbot accepted you as his disciple first, and that is the greatest honor he can give you. We have inherited his will, and now we will give you a chance to become the leader of the demon martial world. How about it? The 3 old men already wanted to abolish the Emperor of Darkness and make Yi Chen the Emperor of the demon martial world. Ha ha ha! Yi Chen could not stop laughing when he heard that. As expected, these old men were all rotten people. How could they dream of taking him as their disciple? However, these old men could not be blamed. It was all because Yi Chen's talent was too high. They all wanted to recruit Yi Chen. This way, not only would the demon martial world have one less strong opponent, but they could also rely on Yi Chen's strength to unify the 6 realms. This was a good deal. What kind of person was Yi Chen? He was the reincarnation of heaven and earth. He was destined to be an existence that transcended heaven and earth. It was impossible for him to become the disciple of these people from the demon martial world. You pedantic people, why don't you just die early and reincarnate? You're truly an arrogant and spoiled brat. The 3 old men did not expect that with their qualifications and strength, Yi Chen would still be so weak. The person before them would no longer listen to anyone's orders. This was a madman. To deal with such a person, the only way was to kill him. There was no other way. Kill. The 3 old men attacked at the same time. 3 demonic lights rushed toward Yi Chen. Boom, boom, boom. With 3 shocking explosions, the entire Capricorn Cave suddenly collapsed and exploded. Such a grand might shocked the entire demon martial world. All the demon kings looked over. They knew that Yi Chen was in the Capricorn Cave. Otherwise, he would have encountered the 3 old men. The rebellious nature of these demon kings was aroused again. They were all happy. As long as Yi Chen was killed by the 3 old men, they could still restore the glory of the demon martial world. Ha ha ha! The 3 old men are powerhouses far above the demon Zhang. With the 3 of them together, Yi Chen can't possibly be their match. Our demon martial world is still invincible. Yes, who does Yi Chen think he is? Now it's time for him to die. Those who previously revered Yi Chen like a god were now mocking Yi Chen as nothing. This was the face of the demon martial world's demon kings. The entire battlefield was revealed. It was the three old men against Yi Qin. Behind the three old men, a huge blood-red ball of light was spinning. It was the core of the demon martial world. Seeing the core of the demon martial world, the demon kings all revealed expressions of awe. They could feel the primordial power of the demon martial world. Yi Qin, do you know what you're facing by provoking our killing intent? Humph. Three peak supreme true demons. Since you know, you still resort to such an unwise plan. How foolish! Unwise plan? Ha ha ha! Everything I do is the heavenly Tao. How is this unwise plan? Haven't you realized the end of your road? At this moment, Yi Qin once again took out the demon martial world's core. In an instant, demonic energy soared into the sky. Chapter 2331. Facing the incomparably powerful heavenly emperor Yi Qin, the three elders finally showed anger. They did not care if Yi Qin submitted or not. As long as they killed him, they would be able to eliminate any future troubles. The three nodded at each other and reached a consensus. They began to use their true abilities. To the demon kings of the world of magic and martial arts, this was undoubtedly the best news. After all, they had previously been intimidated by Yi Qin and had become his subordinates. Now, if the Mo-Jia three elders could not kill Yi Qin, they would be considered traitors. The consequences were obvious. The three elders are invincible. Kill this foreigner and restore the glory of the demon martial world. Who does Yi Qin think he is? The three elders are the strongest force. The demon kings began to support the three elders. However, the three elders did not have time to care about them. They just let them shout. They had to deal with the powerful enemy in front of them. On the battlefield, Yi Qin faced the three elders alone. All three of them were peak supreme true demons, equivalent to peak golden immortals. Such a lineup could be said to be invincible below overarching heavenly supreme immortals. Moreover, Yi Qin was only a mystic immortal. He was not even a heavenly immortal. The three elders had an absolute advantage and confidence. Fellow cultivators, there's no need to waste time with him. Just release the demon martial world's core and kill this person. All right. The three of them agreed to use the power of the demon martial world's core to crush Yi Qin, who controlled the demon martial world's core. Yi Qin smiled faintly. He had expected the three old men to do this, but he would give them a huge surprise. Demon martial world's advanced secret technique. The three of them simultaneously activated the advanced secret technique that they had cultivated in the Capricorn Cave for tens of thousands of years. Instantly, the entire demon martial world's core was activated. Blood-red light soared into the sky, and the surrounding space was instantly suppressed. Even the demon kings of the demon martial world felt that their bodies could not move at all, like puppets. This was the powerful suppression of the demon martial world's core. The blood-red power dyed the sky red, causing the stars above the Capricorn Cave to dim and the sun and moon to disappear. The blood-red halo constantly moved and drifted within 1,000 miles of the Capricorn Cave. As long as it was within its range, all life would be greatly suppressed. No matter how strong their vitality was, they would wither and lose their strength. Very soon, Yi Qin sensed this strange phenomenon. His body's energy, even his Pandora demon ability, was being drained. It was evident that the domineering power of the demonic martial realm's core had completely crushed the demonic realm's core. This dangerous situation made him serious. Zzz. Yi Qin tossed out the demonic realm core and increased the power of the demon martial emperor to the limit. Ha ha ha, it's useless. Kid, with the strength of the martial demon monarch, you'll only have the same status as the darkness monarch. It's impossible for you to escape the control of the core of the martial demon world, unless you become the martial demon monarch and become an existence above us. However, as a human, that's impossible. The only path left for you is death. Stop struggling, kid. I'll give you a quick death. Before the core of the demon martial world, the core of the demon martial world is trash. You're going to lose for sure. The three elders constantly instilled these weakened thoughts into Yi Chen so that he would understand how powerful the core of the demon martial world was. They wanted to suppress Yi Chen's rebellious spirit and make him yield, turning him into a lamb at the mercy of others. However, this was their biggest mistake. How could Yi Chen, the god of war of the nine heavens, yield to such a petty force? With a cold grunt, Yi Chen's entire body erupted with nether force. However, very soon he felt that his nether force was on the verge of exhaustion. It was precisely because of the previous battle that he had overused his nether force that he could not transform into the ancient god of war for a short period of time. Otherwise, he would not be afraid of the core of the demon martial world. Ha ha ha! Under the suppression of the core of the demon martial world. You still want to use other powers? What a joke! That's the most foolish thing to do. Although we're surprised that you've released so much nether force, let me tell you, using powers outside of your dreams here is courting death. A blood-red eye appeared between the brows of the three elders. It was the condensed power of the god of darkness. Zzz. These powers began to emit a strange light, and a huge image of the god of darkness appeared behind the three elders. It was a sign that the dark force of the three elders had reached its peak. Absorb. The three of them continuously absorbed the blood-red Pandora energy that rushed out of the core of the demon martial world. Together with the power of the god of darkness, an incomparably powerful Pandora energy surged toward Yi Chen. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The surrounding Pandora energy raged. Yi Chen felt that he had lost control of his body and was beginning to feel the crushing force. Brat, you're dead. The three elders released the blood-red light from between their brows at the same time. It was mixed with the powerful Pandora energy from the core of the demon martial world. This was a sure kill attack. No one could escape from such a siege. Balls of blood-red Pandora energy crushed toward Yi Chen like a butcher's knife. Everything that stood in the way of this power shattered and disappeared. Ha ha ha, this brat is dead. Although the demon kings could not move, they all shouted loudly, hoping to see Yi Chen's defeat. This was what they had been dreaming of. Rumble. Kacha, kacha, kacha. The entire ground gradually cracked under the crushing force. It seemed like the end of the world was right in front of them. Then, under the violent killing of the Pandora energy, everything fell silent. The three elders locked onto the core of the battlefield. At the same time, the demon kings looked over, waiting to see the result. The Darkness Emperor endured the injuries on his body and stood up. He also hoped to see Yi Chen's body shatter. However, they were disappointed. In the core of the battlefield, a person stood alone, holding an energy core between his fingers. It turned out to be the Underworld Core. With the support of the Underworld Core, Yi Chen could use the Underworld divine power again and gather the Underworld God's shadow. The majestic Underworld God's shadow stretched out two large skeletal hands and blocked all the energy attacks. Yi Chen did not suffer any serious injuries. What? The three elders could not even dream of such a scene. They widened their eyes and looked at the majestic Underworld God's shadow before them. They panicked. They tried their best not to show it. However, with the support of the Darkness Emperor and the Demon Martial World's core, the three of them did not even seriously injure Yi Chen. This result was unacceptable. It even caused them to unconsciously panic. With two major cores in hand, only a person with great luck could do this. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The Underworld Core and the Demon Martial World's core. With two hearts in hand, the universe was under control. Now it's my turn to attack. The three elders immediately became nervous. Could a person who controlled two major cores still be called a human? Could he be called a god? What kind of destructive power could such a god bring? Chapter 2332. Twin Hearts Awakening. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. As the dark lightning swept across the battlefield, the heart of the underworld and the heart of the demonic realm appeared in Yi Chen's hands. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Waves of indescribable energy flowed through Yi Chen's body. His meridians were as vast as the mountains and rivers. Energy flowed and circulated rapidly. Waves of formless energy scattered across the ground, constantly attacking the bodies of the three Jia elders. What should we do? This kid is a monster. The three of us are the last barrier of the demon martial world's core. We can't retreat. Looks like this person is a genius. Only by releasing our ultimate power and cooperating with the demon martial world's core can we stand a chance. The three of them looked at each other again and made their final decision. This was a decision that put everything in the demon martial world on the line. The three of them released their demonic energy to the limit. This was destroying their own foundation. At this point, they had no other choice. This was the only way to activate the strongest power of the demon martial world's core. This was their only weapon to win. Supreme Demon Emperor, we will perform a blood sacrifice and summon. Pist, pist, pist. Fresh blood splattered from the three of them, splattering on the demon martial world's core. Instantly, the core's seal was activated. Sealed within was the most powerful Emperor soul since the demon martial world's creation. Three powerful souls flew out, rushing into the bodies of the three Capricorn experts. In an instant, the three old men felt as if their bodies had been reborn, as if they had been reborn. Ha ha ha! The three of them laughed maniacally at the same time. Their laughter shook the world. Demonic energy soared into the sky and even began to counter Yi Chen's twin hearts awakening. This action gave the demon kings of the demon martial world hope again, and they cheered again. The remaining army of the demon martial world cheered along with them. The demon martial world will win in the end. The three Jia elders are supreme, true demons. They can't lose. Long live the demon martial world. Countless combatants cheered, hoping that their cheers would increase the three elders' luck again and suppress Yi Chen. In the face of the three old men's outburst, Yi Chen smirked slightly. A bloodthirsty look appeared at the corner of his lips. To him, all of this was futile. He was determined to obtain the core of the demon martial world. No one could stop this from happening. Heavenly furnace. Boom, boom, boom. The entire space was torn apart. Countless deviant flames rose from this place and burned the entire sky. Following that, the heart of the underworld and the heart of the demonic realm floated into the air and appeared in the furnace. Following that, Yi Chen released his ancient divine power and burned his own life force to reopen the heaven-earth furnace. Hoo! The raging flames burned for 90,000 li, and there was a universe within the furnace. As Yi Chen burned his own life force and fortune, the furnace's power became 100 times stronger than before. Both hearts were refined at the same time and were completely under Yi Chen's control. Ancient netherworld battle god. By exhausting his own life force, Yi Chen finally unleashed the ancient netherworld god of war's power once again. Moreover, the ancient netherworld god of war that had merged with the dual hearts this time was much stronger than before. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Countless bolts of lightning coursed through Yi Chen's body. His meridians had turned into steel channels, allowing the energy to flow unimpeded and unbreakable. He was now the most powerful god of war, the most ferocious beast. Whoever dared to stand in his way would be going against heaven and earth, the god of death. This was the first time Yi Chen had felt such great power. At this moment, he even felt that his attainment level had turned into nothingness and was nothing at all. Only true strength was everything. This was the profundity of the Protoss. Under the stimulation of the dual hearts, Yi Chen had clearly broken through the limit of a 3-star godhead and stepped into the threshold of a 4-star ancient god. Roar! A long roar shook the sky, dispersing the clouds and freezing the mountains and rivers. Behind Yi Chen's back, a pair of huge wings that looked like floating clouds spread out, and endless underworld god power was released. At the same time, his body turned into a world body, which was the embodiment of the Panga godhead. A 4-star ancient god was invincible, ancient netherworld ultimate technique, breaking moon form. Yi Chen's first move was the ultimate technique. With the breaking moon form, he overpowered the Mo-Jia 3 elders. Ha ha ha, good move! The 3 elders were not ordinary people either. By sacrificing their foundation, they also received a gift from the demon martial world's core. The figures of ancient demon martial emperors appeared on their bodies. We have the power of 3 emperors. Yi Chen, you have no chance of winning. Yi Chen, invading the demon martial world and snatching the MCMAU core is your greatest foolishness. The demon martial world is supreme. We're invincible. The 3 elders simultaneously unleashed the power of 3 ancient demon martial emperors. With the support of the MCMAU core, their current strength was also far above a golden immortal. The surrounding space completely sank. The boundless energy could not be controlled. Countless powerhouses of the demon martial world died under this violent energy. Even powerhouses like the Darkness Emperor could not resist such a storm. They retreated 300 miles and released their own energy, holding up a piece of heaven and earth. However, soon, this piece of heaven and earth was destroyed again. It was not that they were not strong, but Yi Chen and the 3 elders were too abnormal. Demon martial everlasting technique. 3 elders destroy the heavens. Hiss, hiss, hiss. The 3 ancient demonic energies took root in Mo-Jia and the other 2 elders' bodies, completely controlling their cultivation arts. They were able to unleash their full power without limit. They didn't care about how much damage they caused. All they cared about was killing the enemies in front of them. Similarly, Yi Chen had advanced to a 4-star ancient god. His ancient god's tempered body had reached a higher level. His entire body circulated the ancient god's primordial power, and the stars in the sky responded. It was because many of these stars were created by the ancient gods. Ancient god star technique. Firmament unification. Yi Chen's eyebrows trembled and both eyes opened. The demon's eye and Gu Sen's eye revealed their sharpness at the same time. They merged into one, creating a supreme might. Rumble. The power of both sides swept out. In front of them, space no longer mattered because the speed of their energy was too fast, surpassing the limits of space. The moment they attacked, it was time for the showdown. The boundless energy collided. The 3 elders had unleashed the demon martial world's most powerful divine ability. The combined power of the 3 was unfathomable. As for Yi Chen, he activated the ancient god's primordial power through a 4-star ancient god. It was formed naturally from countless creation laws. Countless stars were created and pushed by Yi Chen. In the battlefield before them, the ancient gods tossed out countless stars, completely crushing them. No matter what kind of power was in front of them, it could not compare to the creation laws here. The ancient demon ability could not resist the power of the ancient god's creation laws and shattered in the air. The powerful shockwave, accompanied by the ancient god's spell, instantly flooded the entire Mo-Jia cave. At the end of this battle, the 3 elders' figures instantly turned into dust and disappeared without a trace, carried away by the wind. Chapter 2333. Although the combatants were shaken by the storm and could not stay calm, they still felt that the power of the 3 elders had completely disappeared. At that moment, they completely broke down. No. Why did the 3 elders fail? How is this possible? The 3 emperors were possessed. Why were they not Yi Chen's match? What should we do? The combatants had pledged allegiance to Yi Chen before, but had rebelled with the appearance of the 3 elders. Now, Yi Chen had killed the 3 elders. What should they do? Only Yi Chen could decide. The entire space gradually calmed down. Only the core of MCMAU was still operating. However, without the control of the three elders, it had fallen into a state of automatic operation and could not attack Yi Chen. The Heavenly Emperor turned around. The heavenly demon kings trembled as if they were being bitten by countless beasts. Their hearts were incomparably cold, as if they had fallen into a bottomless abyss. No one could remain calm in this state. They bowed to Yi Chen, not daring to look up. It was the same for the Darkness Emperor. He had already understood what Yi Chen meant. He had indeed made the most wrong choice. He had summoned the deeper power and tried to resist the Heavenly Emperor. In the end, everything was in vain. Nothing had changed. Darkness Emperor, you have betrayed me. Do you have anything to say? The majestic voice, the low roar of a dragon, completely shook the hearts of the Darkness Emperor and the heavenly demon kings. They did not dare to respond. They did not know how to respond. Speak. The lion's roar forced the Darkness Emperor and the others to respond. We have defied the heavens. We know we were wrong. Lord Heavenly Emperor, please forgive us. We pledge our loyalty to you. We are willing to be Lord Heavenly Emperor's slaves without a word. Many combatants knelt on the ground. The high and mighty emperors, demon kings, and demon kings were now ants. They knelt at Yi Chen's feet. The strong were respected here. This was Yi Chen's way of the Heavenly Emperor. The air stagnated. All sound disappeared as if time had stopped. The heavenly demon kings were shocked. They did not know what had happened. Heavenly Emperor's judgment, eternal samsara. Ah! The most horrified expressions instantly appeared on the faces of the demon kings and monarch darkness. They saw the majestic palm descending from the sky. This was the final judgment that the celestial emperor had given them. This was the end of their karmic luck. This was a cage of destiny that they could not escape from. Boom! A majestic energy swept across the entire area. This was the genesis energy of a 4-star ancient god. It was endless, and there was no way to resist it. Tens of thousands of heavenly devil kings and close to 1 million elite warriors of the demon martial world were instantly drowned by this palm. There was no sound at all. The only thing that could be heard was the shock waves and explosions that destroyed the entire Capricorn cave. This time it was really quiet. Apart from Yi Chen, there were no other signs of life. The world of magic and martial arts destroyed. MCMAU's core was still operating well. It seemed that the heavenly axiom would never change because of a person's death. The heavenly axiom was constant. Ancient God star-picking hand. Yi Chen performed another hand seal and forcefully subdued the MCMAU core. Although the demonic soul still wanted to fight back, it was no match for Yi Chen at all. The MCMAU core, the underworld core, the spirit realm core, and the devil realm core. Yi Chen already had the 4 great cores in his hands. Hiss, hiss, hiss. At this moment, the 4 great cores automatically floated in the air. There was some kind of resonance between the 4. Even the phantoms of the other 2 great cores appeared, forming a 6-jewel cycle. Yi Chen did not expect this, but he was very smart. For such a phenomenon to occur, he thought that there must be some deeper connection between the 6 jewels. It was obvious that the 6 realms might even have a common origin. To avoid a bigger phenomenon, Yi Chen put away the 4 great cores and set his next target, the primordial world. Ling Huang, it's time to settle our score. Yi Chen revealed a fierce look. Then he drove the golden lotus sword boat toward the spirit realm. Spirit realm, Ling Huang Palace. What? Yi Chen has already subdued the 4 great cores. Hearing this news, Ling Huang collapsed on the throne, his entire person listless. This news meant that Yi Chen had unified the 4 realms. Even a fool knew that the next step would be the primordial world. Lord Ling Huang, the heavenly emperor Yi Chen's might is unstoppable. Even the MCMAU Corps' advantage. The MOGF3 elders are no match for him. What should we do? Sigh, I really didn't expect this kid to grow so fast. It can no longer be explained with common sense. The primordial world really shouldn't be enemies with him. Ling Huang slowly got up, shaking his head, constantly very depressed. At this moment, a series of footsteps sounded. Ling Huang, why are you so worried? We've returned. Do we need to be afraid of a mere mystic immortal? That's right. Subduing the 4 realms was just luck. At this moment, dozens of immortal spirit powerhouses walked in from outside the main hall. They were the immortal spirit powerhouses scattered across the universe. They had all hurried back when they heard that the primordial world was in an emergency. These people were powerhouses who had wandered many other universes. They were naturally knowledgeable and extremely confident, so they did not care about Yi Qin. However, Ling Huang knew very well that most of these people were arrogant. Although their cultivation base was extraordinary, they were arrogant. They might not have the upper hand against Yi Qin. Once they angered the Heavenly Emperor, the consequences would be unpredictable. The MCMAU was a living example. Everyone, I know that you're all powerhouses who have traveled the universe, but Yi Qin's strength is definitely not to be underestimated. With his strength alone, he's invincible in the 4 realms. This isn't something an ordinary person can do, Ling Huang said. Ha ha ha, in the boundless world, the universe isn't just limited to chaos. We're very knowledgeable and have seen countless powerhouses. There are many who are more powerful than Yi Qin. How dare a mere human mystic immortal act so arrogantly? Let him come. Yes, any one of us can kill this person. Why are you worried, Lord Ling Huang? Ling Huang just needs to watch from the sidelines. We'll wait for him. The powerhouses spoke, one after another. Ling Huang knew that it was useless for him to say anything. After all, many of these people were of the same generation as him, and some were even older than him. It was not appropriate for him to say anything. He also thought that these people could stop Yi Qin, but no one knew what the result would be. All right, since everyone is so confident, I'll take a gamble. Ha ha ha, that's right. The powerhouses walked out of the main hall. Among them, there were powerhouses who had already begun to set up a defensive formation without Ling Huang. This kind of behavior showed how arrogant and unruly they were. Ling Huang was willing but unable to do anything, so he could only let it be. Through the deep-sea True Spirit Palace, Yi Qin soon arrived at the primordial world's territory. He did not give them any more time to set up their defenses. A motley crew.